My dear students, it's your time for social studies class, and as you know, we are doing chapter 16 local self government. Well, we have completed the panchayat of the rural governance as well as the urban administration. We completed studying about municipality as well as corporation. Now, in today's class, we'll be studying about collector, mamlatdar, and the lok adalats. Let's see what's more for these particular positions besides the normal heads that we studied in the Panchayati Raj. Now students, before starting the videos, I normally give the revision, but the previous videos have been shared in past few days only. So I'm not revising what we studied earlier and starting new. So the first thing that for today's class is studying about collector. Now we have heard this term and we also know that he is a very powerful person like in cities and all. But collector is the post for all the districts. Collector is an administrative head of the district. We studied that for district we have a different administrative head, but for administrative head of the district panchayat we have district development officer, but for the whole district we have collector. Now, this word generally comes from the term someone who is revenue collector, but besides just being the revenue head, he is the administrative head. Besides being collector, he or she works as a district magistrate and district election officer. Now, district election officer, we can get the clear idea that someone who handles the election process. And district magistrate, magistrate is someone who makes sure that the law and order is maintained or uh, it is carried out properly, not someone who is in the process of law making but or changing laws, but in the process of carrying out law, who makes sure that the law and order is maintained. So he is the district magistrate and district election officer. Candidates are selected through UPSC. These are the exams for Union Public Service Commission or through promotion. These are very tough exams and people work very hard for them. So they clear this exam, then their interviews are held, and accordingly, based on their eligibility, they are given different roles. And through this exam only, one can become a collector. State government appoints him or her. The collectors are appointed by the state government. Now, do you know who is the collector of Junagadh district? Well, I would have asked you, but in the previous few tests which I conducted via Google Classroom, I had given you about the mayor of Gujarat, and he is Shri Dhirubhai Gohil, and the collector is Dr. Saurabh Pardhi. He or she maintains the administrative system in the district. He is the administrative head, so he will maintain the administrative system. And it is collector's duty to ensure that there is no shortage of essential commodities in the district. Essential commodities are the basic necessities which everybody needs, that all the citizens of the district never face the shortage of essential commodities. Role of district collector in Panchayati Raj. Now, the role of district collector is very important. He has a crucial role to play. He coordinates and manages the works of all departments at the district level. He is not just the head for a single department, but he manages the work of all departments. Like there are other heads, there are different positions who carry out their work, but he coordinates. He makes sure that one work is not clashing with other work, or one department is not clashing, that all the departments are under him and he is managing their work. Collector is the secretary of district planning committee, which is responsible for the development of entire district. The district planning committee. Uh, for development, it's not like anything can grow anywhere or any building is constructed anywhere or the roads are built just like that. But there is a planning committee and he is the secretary of it. And that development is of entire district. It determines the number of members of the Gram Panchayat. Now, previously we studied that the members of Gram Panchayat, it depends on the population and based on it. So, but who decides it? The members of the Gram Panchayat, the number of members is decided by the collector, and he allots the reserved seats in the Gram Panchayat. We also studied that there is reservation, but sometimes it's like the reservation is there, but who will be appointed for those reserved seats? Those seats are allotted by the collector. He determines to reserve the position of Sarpanch for the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, socially and educationally backward class, and women. These are the classes or the section of the society who are underprivileged. So he decides to reserve the position of Sarpanch, the head at Gram Panchayat level. He decides that whether to reserve the position for this kind of class or this section of the class who is underprivileged. Now, as we studied about collector for district level, now for taluka level we have Mamlatdar. He is the administrative head of taluka level. His or her selection is done through the GPSC or Gujarat Public Service Commission. For all other states, there are different public service commission or that examination which is State Public Service Commission. For Maharashtra, there will be Maharashtra Public Service Commission. For Gujarat, we have Gujarat Public Service Commission. When you clear this examination, you have to give an interview, and based on your performance, you are qualified and you are given the post of Mamlatdar. Mamlatdar is a revenue head of taluka. Not just any taluka, but a taluka which is made up of an average group of 50 villagers or more. We have studied that talukas are made up of villages. So there is an average group of 50 villagers or more. As an executive magistrate, we know that magistrate is a person who makes sure that the law and order is maintained, that he or she is not in the process of law making or changing the laws, but in the process of executing law, in making sure that it is carrying out. As an executive magistrate, he is directly responsible to the collector for the maintenance of law and order. Now, collector makes sure that everything, the law and order is maintained at district level, but district is made up of talukas. So who will handle the law and order at taluka level? He is Mamlatdar. The role of Mamlatdar. Well, he is given various duties, and here are the functions which he has to follow. He prepares voter lists for the election of local self-government. Like, he is not the election officer, but he is doing the task of making the list, and he conducts elections. He provides various types of certificates, manages and controls midday meals. Now, midday meal is a program by the government where the children who are attending school, they are given midday meal, like they are not left hungry, and the basic like dal bhat or sabji roti, this kind of midday meals are provided by the government. So he manages and controls midday meals and relief operations at the time of natural disasters. Relief operations, the rescue operations, like whenever there is a natural disaster, the operations to relieve people, to rescue these people, all these kinds of duties are done by Mamlatdar. Now, the last topic in this chapter is Lok Adalat. Now, we know that Adalat means court, and previously we have also studied about the judiciary system of India. Like, we have the district courts, above them we have the state high courts, and above them the Supreme Court. So why do we need another form of adalat as well? Now the burden on this kind of courts is so much, and the fees or the process, it's so long, that these courts have come up with a new idea or the concept of Lok Adalats, where the people who cannot afford to go to the courts, or who um, or the cases which are long pending, or the people are not getting justice easily, or where the group of people cannot pay the fees. For this kind of people, it's not that they cannot be given justice or they can't afford justice. Justice is for also for them. We have the Lok Adalats. They have been established with a view to imparting justice to the poor, socially backward people, victims of natural disaster, people having low income, etc., so that they are not deprived from justice, so that even these people can get justice easily. When both the parties agree, they are called to the Lok Adalat. Both the parties, whenever there is a court case, there are mostly two parties who cannot come to an agreement, who both want something else. So when both the parties agree, they are called to Lok Adalat. Lok Adalats are the best option to solve disputes. Long term cases are disposed in such a way that no one loses or no one wins. Long term cases, now why will any case be carrying on for long term? Because uh, it may happen that one of the two parties is not willing, or is thinking that justice is not being done, or hence they will reapply, and or they will go for at the higher courts. But such kind of cases are disposed, like they are solved in such a way that no one loses or no one wins. It's always like when one party wins, the other one has to lose. But that to maintain that balance, like no one wins and no one loses, both are given a fair judgment. No expense is there to file a case in it. The main thing, no expense. Now, you might have seen this or observed in TV serials or in movies, like there are people who cannot afford to hire a lawyer, or the fees cannot pay, but in Lok Adalats there is no expense, there is no fee. Long pending cases in court affairs are resolved and settled satisfactorily. Lok Adalat frees the parties and witness from the difficulties of frequent visits to court. Like, and during court hearings there are different dates and they have to come again and again, and they have to be present there. So Lok Adalat frees the parties and witness from the difficulties of this frequent visits, of that frequent dates where you have to go to the courts. It frees them from it. When settlement and agreement does not become possible, then Lok Adalat takes up the case in hand and decides the judgment that is acceptable to all the parties. Like, when the settlement, you can't come to a settlement, or when you can't come to a point where both the parties are not agreeing, at that time Lok Adalat takes the case in hand, and then it gives the judgment which is acceptable to all the parties. The order of Lok Adalat is the final order. Lok Adalat brings the end of disputes. Both the parties get justice and dispute is resolved. The clash is resolved because both the parties get justice. Money and time is saved. A permanent Lok Adalat has been established in the districts of the state Gujarat by Gujarat Bar Association and Gujarat High Court, Ahmedabad. The Bar Association, it's a group of lawyers who have that legal degree, and it is the association of Gujarat, the lawyers of Gujarat. So Gujarat Bar Association and Gujarat High Court, they have come together, and they have established permanent Lok Adalats in all the districts of Gujarat. There is no fee to file a case in the Lok Adalat or to take any action. To take any action means to take any step. There is no fee for that in the Lok Adalat. With this, the chapter 16, Local Self-Government, comes to an end. I would like you to go through the chapter once again or through the video once again, so that you can get a better understanding of the concept. And in your today's homework, I have asked the students to revise the exercises or to try to solve the exercises by yourself. I'll be giving you the answers tomorrow, where the students at home can easily get the PDF and write the answers, but the students in the school who are coming to school, I'll be asking you guys the question and you will have to answer, and after that I will give you the correct answers. So try to solve the exercise by yourself, and then when I upload the PDF in the Google Classroom, you will have to note down in your social science notebook. That's it for today. Just enjoy your day. Bye.